solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you offer today shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Mason.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to say I appreciate the commission coming in town all 3 years. You put the time in, and from what I can hear, there's been more testimony that I know that you think is fine. As it relates to the city of Flint, water prices and all areas that it affected. I know we did something with real estate homes. Now, today's environmental justice, but just on the surface, if I look at the people from the state, felony charges within the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality, we'll see how all those trials and procedures turn out. But just in a layman's sense, a lack of corrosion control, which, was not. And you had people on both city and state level kind of turn their head to what was required. And Mr. Glasgow and others who knew and told, so don't get away from the basics. Race is a factor. If you look at the elections, whether you're Democrat or Republican, in these democratic cities such as Flint, Detroit, Highland Park, and others, even in the presidential election, they're catering to the black community. They know where we live, they know what we need, and if I listen to the panel that just left, keep in mind revenue sharing. Revenue sharing was taken away in our opinion, false creation of emergency management coming into dictate control. So I've enjoyed listening to you. I've heard the experts trained in an expert way, just in layman's terms. These cities, we know who we are. And some of us have the intelligence to run government, but when you take away revenue sharing and insert emergency managers who don't seem to care with the timing, you guys have put the timing, and I appreciate you looking forward to your time.
Great, thank you very much, Councilman. Please state your name and love to hear your testimony.
Okay, I'm Chris Secor, this working good. Okay, appreciate the committee hearing what we have to say and expressing their views and their interests. Today we heard a lot of compelling testimony on environmental injustice and how that there seems to be a lot of indications that it actually did occur here in the Flint community. I'm hoping my little story here will help add credence to the testimony that you heard earlier. Involves my daughter, I should say our daughter, I'll get to that later at home, who attends college here at Flint. She lives in the dorm. She's been here for several years now and was here at the beginning of the water crisis. She did document the change in her water quality using her cell phone, using pictures and stuff, kids with technology. Pretty awesome. After she switched to bottled water and was home on break, we did have her tested at our expense, and it was discovered that she did have lead present. Subsequent testing after that revealed decreasing levels of lead to the point now where she has no detectable quantities. So from that, we're gathering that she did have an exposure to lead associated with the contaminated water here in Flint. Early on, people that initially attempted to bring this problem to the attention of officials were discredited or attempted to discredit them, while officials were continuing to say the water was safe, allowing people to continue to drink the contaminated water. EPA's initial response was only to tell MDEQ that they had a problem and that they needed to follow their policies and procedures. I'm not sure exactly how that transpired, if it was through emails, through a letter, etc. MDEQ, their sampling procedures initially were using techniques that minimize the amount of lead present in the water, despite a national standard for sampling. To me, that indicates that they were aware of some type of problem and were attempting to minimize that. Also, there were reports early on with the state building here in Flint that they were installing water filters and water stations back in late 2014, early 2015, which was indicating that they were aware of a problem but hadn't brought it out to the community. There were also reports indicating that the administration at U of M Flint early in 2015 was installing water filters and that there were problems with the water issues on their campus. Right after that, we began requesting that our daughter receive a water filter and was told that that was not going to happen at that time. We also, as the crisis unfolded and water bottles became available, we began making requests that our daughter receive bottled water. All of our requests were denied at that time because we were told that she did not have a Flint driver's license nor could produce a water bill. And this happened over and over and over again.
Thank you.
And just couple.
Only if you have a good marital relationship.
But after the presidential declaration in 2016 is when the services became more available to her, and she was getting water bottles. She actually finally received her water filter back in October 2015, 10 months after they initially started installing them on the campus. So there was a 10-month gap where they were left exposed to this water. Since the presidential declaration, she has had too much trouble getting bottled water. She does have filters present in her dorm, and like I said, her blood levels of lead have gone to non-detectable. She did apply for the Medicaid expansion and was initially approved and immediately denied it. She was just looking for some counseling services associated with that because of the stress of school, the stress of the water. She knew what she was exposed to. She just wanted somebody to talk to. And we were told that the reason for her denial was she was 21 years old, even though her exposure occurred when she was 19 years old. Like I said, she's still being denied those services, but she is receiving both water filters and water. Clean water is a basic human right. We've heard that over and over. The injustice to me occurred is when the problem was discovered and there were attempts made to cover up or conceal it or to minimize the impact. A lot of the people would be exposed for extended periods of time to this contaminated water.
Thank you. Thank you very much. With the time left, please, we'd love to hear. With the time left, thank you, we'd love to hear. Mr. Schroeder, how much time did you take? What, a couple minutes? Yeah, a couple minutes. Absolutely. Thank you.
I'm Mary Secor, I'm the better half. He actually touched on a lot of the stuff. Here are my phone records. I'm trying to get my daughter help. This is just my phone records. This here, this is my cell phone records, and this is going from the local to the state to the federal. When I emailed the governor's office in January, well, several times. I've even emailed the president several times, and everyone else between my local, federal, state. I even contacted our state representative to help her here, to get with the representatives here. When I received a call from a gentleman by the name of John, who took and identified himself from the governor's office on January 18th, about 8 a.m. He's, identified himself, and he said, I didn't understand what your email had concluded. I goes, my daughter is a student at University of Michigan, Flint. She does not have a driver's license that states she lives there. She does not get a water bill because she's renting. And he come up back and said, I don't understand what your problem is. I blew a gasket. As a parent, I would hope that if it was one of your family members that was far away, that you'd be be blown a gasket too. I've had individuals stay at our house that are foreign exchange students. It's not just local, state, national thing, it's an international problem. Because you have foreign exchange students from 5 different universities, U of M, Kettering, Mott, all those universities here, Baker and Davenport, they were all exposed to, and they're going home. I had parents trying to connect with me to get help for their kid. That's pretty sad. And if it wasn't for the citizens, for Flint, my daughter wouldn't be getting help because they're the first ones that stepped up.
Hello. Good to see you again.
Thank you for letting me speak. I guess I have a couple of different things I'd like to address. One of the questions, one of the answers, the Detroit Free Press back in May of this year explains what really happened about the switch to the water. It's called the Sweetheart Deal that aided Flint the water split from Detroit. It's interesting, you should read it. It explains how the money was manipulated and how they ended up getting the bonds. It's an eye-opener. It has to do with the lagoon that they were dumping the sewage waste in, and how they overlooked the debt that Flint had and rolled it all into one deal, which seems kind of ironic since they were already financially strapped. Another thing I'd like to discuss is the fact that the water is still, as we know, undrinkable. The blood is tainted. If you get in an accident on 75, you come into Hurley. We have 7 cases of Legionella. We have the Indians in North Dakota that are protesting, or rather protecting the water there. We have Ambridge that has a 53-year-old gas line going underneath the streets of Michigan. My solution part of this is unorthodox. Is up above Grand Rapids, we have a $5 million water plant that belongs to Nestle's, who bottles 62 different brands of water, and we're shipping it out up the Lake Superior. Why can't Michigan take over that plant under eminent domain and bottle our water that was surrounded by
Commissioners, any questions for our public commenters at this point? If not, we'll go to the next group of panel. Commissioners, any questions? Could you, this microphone?
the name of the article.
The name of the article is Free Press?
How it's sweetheart of the deal that helped Flint slip from the Detroit water. Thank you.
Okay. We'll find it.
It's a sweetheart bond deal.
Questions? Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You should reset your comment on.
Pardon?
You got it on receipt now.
As far as the bottled water filters, yeah, she says received it all. She was still denied the Medicaid expansion aspect of it because they set up her age. Like I said, she's 21. The exposure actually occurred when she was 19. All she wanted was counseling aspects associated with that.
So is there anything outstanding that needs to be addressed?
Other than that, I think that things now we're on the right road. You know,
I appreciate the story, I just want to make sure it goes loose and things like that.
When we sent our daughter to college, we sent her to get an education. We didn't send her to get poisoned. That's her